Alright, what's going on, good people? It's your boy TL Savage, back again after a long period of time. Well, long in terms of on my channel, not necessarily long in terms of making videos. As you can tell, I've been doing stuff on the side if you've been on my Twitter, but that's not what we were talking about. So the reason I'm making this video, because I just wanted to talk about Gozyupolar a bit, right? My overall thoughts, my theories about what's going to happen in the future, that kind of stuff. So, first of all, if you're not aware, Gozyupolar, and I'm gonna pull up the picture of him right here. Here's the official Toei Gozyuger account. This is Gozyupolar, and he is the 6th Ranger, or additional warrior, if you would, of the Gozyugers, based on a polar bear. He is also a White Ranger. Initially, he was said to be gold and silver mostly, so you know, colors change. Spider Kumonos was purple. That's why most stuff is purple. And his weapon or his changer actually does have silver on it, so probably he was that, and then things change, colors change, whatever, it doesn't matter. So anyway, so off the rip, he might have my favorite Gozyuger suit overall, and the Gozyuger suits in general are just really cool. But something about Polar here is just like, bro, look at him. Look, let me pull it up. Let me pull up just the image. Look at this man, bro. Look at him. Fire. Straight fire. The changer we'll talk about in a bit. Straight fire though. Look at this man, bro. He cold. He is cold. No pun intended. Anyway, so Gozyupolar's name. There was like a rumored blurb that came out a couple of days ago that kind of has been confirmed in a sense. So we know Gozyupolar's real name is Mashiro Kumate, which is like, what is this, like big hand? No, it's like big white big hand. And that he is, what does it say? I think he said like he's a savior or something like that, who is partnered with a demon. We'll get to that in a second, and who's looking to be the world's savior. But at first we did think his changer wasn't gonna be, sentient because of the demon. We're gonna get to that in a second, but it is sentient, and we'll get to that as well in a second. But yeah, so we don't know who's playing Gozyupolar underneath the helmet. We don't even know who the suit actor is yet. We'll have to just wait and see. But yeah, overall, I really adore his suit. I love even the notifications raw. Anyway, I love like the notifications. Oh man, but I do love the overall suit though. I do love the overall suit. Now moving forward, we can actually talk about the toys, because the toys are fire as well. They low-key put their foot in Gozyupolar, but as you can see, you have the Gouda Burn here, and you have the Barracuda 50 here, or Barracuda Go. And this is the demon that I mentioned earlier. So basically, Barracuda Go is a sentient weapon, if you would, who's a demon who's also a debt collector, and they're partnered with Gozyupolar and whatnot. But there is something very interesting about that in general, because number one, this is the first sentient weapon we've had that's not a changer, so that's very interesting. But also the changer itself is actually sentient, because, and I'll just pull up the toy page just so I can I can look at the image while I talk. But so the thing about the Gouda Burn is that Gouda Burn is actually sentient himself or itself. And its birth name was Tega Knuckle, which matches with Tega Jun and Tega Sword. And Tega Knuckle is specifically the child of the Tega Jun, and is like what, the Prince of Destruction or whatever his title was, before being saved by Mashiro and then becoming Gouda Burn and his personal mecha and stuff, which I think is very interesting. At first I thought that meant like was it Gouda Burn was born because of next episode's events, because next episode Tega Jun is like, I want to marry Tega Sword. So I thought, oh okay, that's gonna lead to that. But then Legion of Boom on Twitter was like, well, we get the impression that he's that Tega Knuckle Gouda Burn already existed. So we'll see. Damn, look at this thing, man. I'm so glad I got these joints pre-ordered. But here he is in mecha form. A really cool thing is that his ring actually is both the change ring and the mecha ring, which is in line with, say, the Tega Jun ring, which was change and mecha. So that's pretty cool. You know, that gives him a little difference. You have, you know, how you use it, how you transform it into, you split them apart, put it together, and then you have this thing. We'll get to this thing in a second. But yeah, Gozyuburn looks cool. So here it is. Here's this combination with the Barracuda 50, which is just Gozyuburn Barracuda. So there's that. Here's the package and stuff. But the Gozyuburn, this look like it's gonna be pretty fun. I do like the overall design. Maybe not the design, but the posture of Gozyuburn better than the Tokusword. So the Tokusword, it looks cool, but there's some things about it overall in design as a toy that I'm just kind of like, they could have done better. But Gozyuburn, it fits. It just fits everything that I want out of a Sentai mecha, from a toy perspective, of course. And it's also going to be an in-show suit, which is also a positive. You know, Toku doesn't seem like it's going to be an in-show suit, but we know Gozyuburn is, so that's good. Moving forward, we can then move on to the Barracuda 50, which, funnily enough, when we first got word of the Barracuda 50 existing, people didn't really know what it was. People just kind of went with the idea that Barracuda was an axe, because the idea was that, it's a mix between bear, axe, and Kuma. Because if you look at the katakana for it, this, I believe this is part of axe right here. So people thought, bear, axe, Kuma, right? But it's bear Kuma. It's just, it basically is bear go, which is funny. So yeah, people thought it's gonna be an axe, and everybody was like, how's it gonna combine with, Gozyuburn? And turns out, dude is a sled. Dude is just a sled, which I think is the funniest thing ever. That dude is just a sled for the mecha. That's hilarious to me. And it's also a cannon that Gozyupolar can use. And as you can see, the toy does talk. Gozyuburn talks as well. It's not shown off in the official toy page, but it is shown off in the the Teleview magazine website. Well, not shown off, but they do write about it. Point is, Barracuda 50 says something like, "I'm gonna run you down," or something like that, and then the Gozyuburn says, "I'm with Mr. Kumite," which is obviously Gozyupolar. So that's very cool, that, and that's really different, right? Again, both of his main items are sentient, right? Because in the case of the main team, it's Tokusword sentient, their weapons are not. In this case, both of them are. And I'm really curious as to if Polar already know Barracuda or not. Because to me, it kind of makes sense that he would, but you never know. So again, we'll see. But yeah, Barracuda, it isn't the best weapon from the series, but then again, most of the weapons are kind of because they got to work as a mecha. But I just think it's kind of funny how it just becomes a sled. I think that's hilarious, and I can't wait to get both of these because I did pre-order the complete set, which means I'm getting this special ring as well. So I have both at the same time. I did also get the action hero for Polar, so that's coming as well. So I have 4 out of the 6 Gozyugers in hand, because I believe Tyranno and Leon come out the same day. So yeah. And then here we have, again, the Teleview magazine review article, just going through how the Gozyuburn works. This is the button, it's on the front, it's also the light. Again, just going through how it works, the sounds and all that, how you split it apart to then change it into it's robo mode, because again, these robos for the most part don't have actual names, so it's just the name of, it's just the same name. So yeah, but there you can see how the split parts, the jaw and visor splits, reveals the face. All right, so all that, go over here to see if there's anything special on this page as well. This is about the Barracuda. You can see how you hold it here. Again, he's also a cannon. And the Barracuda does actually announce the combination. So it's not like you just combine it and that's it. It does announce it, which is cool. So that's that for that page. And then this page goes over the combination between Gozyuburn and Tokusword, which is called Tokusword Whiteburn. And I was a little scared at first that it was just gonna be the legs of Sword on top of Gutaburn. Luckily, I'm wrong, but I think it's an okay combination. It's not the most grand looking. Well, let me not say that. It's not the prettiest looking in toy form. It's the suit, because we know there's a suit for it. Because there was an image that actually, hold on, I'll just show you the image. All right, boom. So there's this image right here, and you can actually see. Let me pull it up here. It's a little blurry, but you can actually see there's the legs of the Sword, and there's the shoulders of the combination. If you go over here, you can actually see the legs and the body, as well as the Sword red ring in the center there. So yeah, so that's gonna be a suit as well, which is also fantastic. But just to go over how this works, as you can see, you split the Sword apart from the lower and upper half. You put the arms on the back, because the arms, you know, they're not going to be used for this combination, so they go on the back here. You gotta see them a little bit. Gutaburn, you split in a similar situation. You split the upper half from the bottom half, take the ring out. Then you flip these panels up. You separate the little, like, what is it, chest piece from Gutaburn. Then it's gotta load. Then you separate this back part that forms the knuckles of the changer mode. You flip them around, create the arm, flip up the fist, reveal a new fist. There's a helmet. There's part of the helmet in the left leg, which is another episode. Then you attach the lower half of Gutaburn to the upper half of Sword. Then you attach the upper half of Gutaburn to the front of Sword. And then you attach the arms to the side of the Sword. So basically, the idea is that the core of the Sword becomes basically the core of this combination, right? So there's that. You place the polar ring here. You flip up this panel here. That makes a new face with fists on it. Then you put the extra helmet piece we got from the leg. So this one, which has the Gozyuger symbol on the top. So that becomes the whole new face. Then you stick the chest piece of Gutaburn in between the legs of Sword. You put that on top. Those become like cannons. Then you stick the Sword red ring on the chest, and boom, there you have Sword white burn. Which again, it's a fine combination. It's not the grandest looking, but I think it's fine. They did also show, let me scroll down here, this, which is Tega, which doesn't have an official name, but people just taking to calling it Tega June white burn for obvious reasons. But the thing is, this doesn't look bad, and it makes sense in hindsight, because Tega June is Gutaburn's mom, so therefore, or at least the creator. I don't know if it's gonna be that. I don't know if it's gonna be like, yeah, they're children, or if it's gonna be whatever. But point is, Tega June is basically his mom, so it makes sense, right? And also with the red accents alongside the white / silver overall coloration he has, it just works really well. So I'm wondering if we'll ever see this in the show. If we do, I'd imagine it would be some kind of CG creation, but I'm really curious if we'll ever see this in the show proper. I think it'd be pretty cool to see this, because we know from magazine images that came out today that Polar is gonna at least fight, what is it, Goju Wolf at some point. So obviously Mashiro is not fully, these are my friends and I'm here to help. Obviously he has his own goals, which is in line with all the other characters, right? Even the main team, they have their moments where they're not really necessarily a team, so it makes sense. There's a rumor saying that Sword white burn will appear in episode 19, so we'll see if that pans out. And again, I'm just really curious if we'll ever see this in the show proper, because it does look cool from a toy perspective, right? Again, because Tega June is white and red, and you have white and red for Gutaburn, everything kind of matches up a lot. And you have these gold parts, which they don't really necessarily match up with anything between the two mechas, but the gold parts of course match up with Tega Sword. So it's almost like Gutaburn was designed for its super combination mode to have color elements of both Tega gods. I don't know what to call them. So that's a cool design element of it. But yeah, like I said, everything with Polar is cool. Again, damn, he's good. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly just yap about Polar. because I just felt like, number one, it's been a minute since I actually made a video, and number two, come on, I just gotta see this boy, and I'm not gonna rely on the Twitter word count to do it. But yeah, this boy looks good. I'm really excited to see him in the show. I'm hoping he adds an element to the show that I feel just has been missing. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but hopefully he adds elements to the show that actually bring more enjoyment overall to me. Because we do also know from like magazine images that he is the survivor of, I don't really understand fully if it's the universe war or a different one with the mecha, but point is, he survived something in the past, a war of some kind, which again I assume is probably the universe war they're speaking about. So that in and of itself adds a different element, because now it's like we're probably gonna learn more about that whole situation. Because in episode 0, all we knew is there was this thing called the Calamity. They came in, all the mecha fought, gave their powers to Tegasword. Tegasword beat the Calamity, went into hibernation. So I assume through Kumate here, we're gonna learn a little more, and I'm just excited to see that. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment, do all that, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, people.